Hey guys, attachment specialist Adam Lane Smith here, and I've got to level with you about something serious. I see a lot of otherwise successful clients who come to me for coaching because even though they've got a lot of their life on lockdown, their mindset is destroying the relationships that they hold most dear. Some examples of this are entrepreneurs who come in and they've got a great business, but their romantic life is falling apart because they keep dating the wrong person who keeps screwing with their business. Other times I've got executives who come in who have a great working relationship with people, but have not been on a date in 5 years or more because they're afraid of getting their heart broken. I've got so many people coming in, successful lives, terrible dating lives. I'm going to show you how to fix that. Since I've seen this so many times, I know that some of you watching this right now are being held back by a mindset issue too. That's why I'm bringing this to you today. So let me ask you a couple of questions to see if this applies to you. Have you ever wondered why, despite being successful in other areas of your life, love still remains so elusive for you? Could it be that the problem lies not in your actions or how you look or even what you say, but in your mindset? If so, let me introduce myself first in case you're new here. I am Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist, with 15 years of training and experience uncovering and fixing these very deeply ingrained mindset issues that cause attachment problems and relationship issues. Today, we're going to dive into the first 5 most toxic mindsets that might be ruining your relationships. You only need to have one of these to get this negative impact. Now, fixing these mindset issues have helped my clients find great romantic success, even after a lifetime of difficulty. So we're not just going to show you how to filter these wrong mindsets. I'm going to show you how to build an incredible romantic connection that fulfills your needs and puts you on the path to real happiness in your life. So let's jump right in and show you the opportunities that you have been leaving on the table and how you're going to build a bulletproof mindset by overcoming these 5 potential mental traps. All right, awful mindset number 1 is the nice one. This is about constantly avoiding any confrontation or friction in advance by making sure the other person never feels negatively. You suppress your own personal needs to maintain total harmony. I almost called this one the doormat one, but it's about being nice. It's about making other people feel good or at least never feeling negative in any way. Now, there's 4 harmful effects from this mindset you need to know. Number 1 is concealing your feelings leads to serious misunderstandings because other people cannot connect with you and don't know what you want. It's also an accumulation of unsaid feelings that result in resentment. Because if people misunderstand you, they'll do the wrong thing and your needs won't get met. Number 4 is distance. Your partners may feel emotionally distant from you and disconnected because you never really let them in and you never really work on things with them. And number 4 is a lack of mutual growth. The relationship inevitably becomes stagnant because you never address and resolve any issues that exist in it. You run around in advance trying to clean things up and make everybody happy, and that is going to ruin everything. That's not a partnership. That is you fluffing somebody else and powdering their butt so that they don't leave you. That mindset right there destroys relationships. If that resonates with you, stay tuned to the second half. I'm going to show you how to work on that. But mindset number 2, and you can have one or more of these issues, so stay tuned through these. Mindset number 2, the defensive one. They perceive every disagreement as a personal attack and they deflect responsibility. Now, this is not them literally saying, you are hurting me everywhere, you're a bad person. They come from a belief that nobody has ever treated them fairly or given them the right to feel something. So when somebody says, hey, this problem is happening, can we fix it? They say, that's not my problem. That's not my fault. I didn't do it. And they immediately jump to protecting because that's what they grew up knowing. Now, there's 4 main harmful effects out of this. Number 1, it erodes trust. Consistent defensiveness undermines trust at every step because you can never work together. And it's clear that you don't trust the other person. That's where this springs from. Harmful effect number 2, minor disagreements snowball into major issues over time. You can start off arguing about where you put your shoes when you come into the house and end up at divorce. Nothing works. Problem number 3 is isolation. One or both partners may withdraw emotionally because you're getting hurt over and over and over and over. It's not going to work. And the fourth problem with this mindset is that the relationship becomes tiring, exhausting, as every discussion turns into a fight and a debate. Nobody wants this. You don't want this. Nobody does. Now, this one comes from a place of fear, is really where this comes from. Anger is never a primary emotion. It's a secondary emotion that springs from thinking your primary emotions won't be taken care of. Fear, sadness, hurt. Those are the big three. Problem number 4 is what happens when you're used to bad treatment and then you get with somebody good but carry that mindset in. Problem number 3, awful mindset number 3, the victim one. You are overprotecting yourself due to past traumas, resulting in an impenetrable emotional wall your partner can never get through. You are always the victim. You don't just defend yourself and get defensive. You are actively guilting the other person or defending and protecting by saying that someone is attacking you. Yes, people watching this might have this. Your partners will feel excluded and untrusted. They'll be treated like a villain from day one. This leads a lot of partners eventually to say, screw it. If I've been punished for this for a year, I'm just going to do it. Self-fulfilling prophecy. It also creates a relationship that exists only under a constant cloud of suspicion and skepticism where the other person has to constantly play catch up as if they are the bad person because of what others have done. You may not mean to do this, but it happens. There's also a serious lack of intimacy. Genuine closeness becomes impossible over time because you are shooting at each other over trenches. And all this does is reinforce those negative patterns. This mindset will actually attract individuals who reinforce that victim mentality in you. And if they don't, you get with someone good, they will eventually have enough and leave, and you'll say, look what you did to me. All I did was try to stay safe. Now, you can fall into this without meaning to. Doesn't make you a bad person. A lot of times, this one comes from number 4, the fourth mindset. Man, the fourth mindset's a trap. It's really bad. Mindset number 4, the unworthy one. Persistent feelings of being inadequate, being insecure. It's a continuous need for reassurance. You don't feel worthy of love. You don't feel like anyone will ever care for you. You don't feel like you deserve to be heard out. This can loop back around to the nice one, the first one. This is usually the core issue that the nice one springs from. Now, the harmful effects here, over-dependence. You are reliant on your partner for constant validation. You might wake them up in the middle of the night and ask them if they're mad at you. It's exhausting for the other person. Those fluctuating moods that you feel are based on perceived relationship status and perceived relationship behaviors. They may not even be real. You might just feel like you're about to be abandoned because somebody didn't say the right thing at the right moment. Now, that incessant need for validation exhausts your partner. It's almost impossible to have somebody following you around all the time, constantly poking you for every little thing you do and don't say, and then falling apart crying because you've hurt them. Almost impossible. It's exhausting. You don't mean to do this, but it's exhausting. And all of that inhibits genuine connection. Constantly questioning the relationship's authenticity, constantly feeling like you're an unwanted guest in the relationship, constantly making the other person validate you and take care of you, it's going to destroy whatever you do build. Now, that's more of an anxious approach. This last one, a lot of my high-performing clients accidentally fall into this last one, variants of it. Awful mindset number 5, the controlling one. It's an unyielding need to be in control. Various ways of being in control. But it's driven by underlying insecurities. The belief that nobody else will ever be fair to you. Sometimes this is an extreme example of I will control all your finances. I will control the house. Everything is mine. You are a guest here. Extreme. Sometimes it's I'm going to manage other people, but always hold back and always withdraw and carefully manage information. I'm going to control how people feel by fluffing them and making them feel good. Not because I'm afraid of being abandoned, but because I don't trust how they're acting if they don't have good feelings. This one, it's really hard on relationships, you guys. Some of my most financially successful clients come in with this one. You will feel trapped, and so will your partner. Both of you will feel trapped in this craving need for control. Over time, that controlled partner will harbor deep-seated resentment against you. They'll wonder why you're treating them that way. They won't like the control. They won't feel like a partner. They're going to feel like a child or a servant instead. That constant surveillance that you use on them and view them and watch them and carefully just scrutinize them and micromanage, that undermines trust as well, and it makes them feel unloved. And that controlled partner might become excessively reliant on you down the road. If they don't run away, they may sink the other direction, become obsessively reliant. You may actually contact and connect with the person who feels unworthy, and you form this hyperloop of dysfunction where they crave your approval and chase you for it, and then you start feeling exhausted, so you're trying to manage and control them, and you guys just blow up. Huge relationship problem right there. Now, all of these mindsets, individually or combined, create a really, really hostile environment against love. Love almost cannot grow, and if it does, it dies in these circumstances. These issues lead to serious misunderstandings because they erode trust. They even turn love into a bitter experience where you hate it. It makes these worse. Most of these come from painful experiences, in fact. You didn't just generate these as a child. You generated these from pain. Now, the emotional toll of these relationships can be massive. They can cause sleepless nights, anxiety, health issues, doubt, hopelessness, misery, and the belief that your life is never going to get better. So what's the point? Now, ultimately, the most painful part really is the tragic loss of what could have been a beautiful bond if your mindset had been clearer, if you had been focused on how to build. Guys, this is not the end. This is not the end of the story. This is the beginning of the story. Mindsets form because of beliefs, and they can be changed by better beliefs that are backed up by proven experience. That's the solution. So the solution lies in understanding and adopting principles of what we call secure attachment. I'll show you what that means and how to bulletproof your mindset. Now, attachment, let's be really brief here. If you guys have watched any of my videos ever, you know about attachment now. If you don't yet, that's okay. I'm glad you're here. I have so many videos on this. Let me show you what pieces you need here. Attachment comes from the ways you learn to connect as a child, get and receive love, and to take care of yourself and get your needs met. All of these mindsets come from the belief that somebody somewhere, one of your caregivers, didn't care enough about you to make you feel loved, to talk you through problems, to calm you down when you needed help, to help you feel enough, to help you feel safe, to take you seriously, to treat you fairly during a conflict. Somebody somewhere screwed up and hurt you, and you decided you had to protect yourself by one of these 5 mindsets. Now, these come down to attachment issues, attachment styles specifically, insecure attachment styles. Anxious attachment style says, I am unworthy. The unworthy mindset. I am an unwanted guest in every relationship, and I must earn approval so that people don't abandon me. The nice one mindset. Avoidant attachment style says, other people are not trustworthy when they're stressed out. I have to manage them and keep a safe distance so nobody hurts me or uses me or traps me. The controlling one, right? These issues come from attachment. Fixing the attachment is the answer. Your attachment formed from experiences with pain. We need to show you experiences of pleasure and joy and hope that will fix that. Until you have those experiences, you will not believe that you can actually have better. So you're going to keep trending toward these mindsets. Once you have those experiences, your brain will say, screw those mindsets. I don't want to just live in pain. I want good. That's how it takes. So, secure attachment. The belief that others will work with you, that they will care about you, they will talk with you, they will be honest with you. Getting in relationships and friendships with people who tell you when there's something wrong. They ask you questions. They listen to you. They want to hear your side first before they present their side. They want to talk with you and solve challenges with you. They help you feel safe and secure. And they also tell you if anything ever comes up, I will tell you first. So don't walk on eggshells. Be calm and steady. And I will proactively tell you when a problem is small. Be at peace. When you have somebody like that, the nice one instead becomes openly communicative. Instead of hiding. They communicate and talk and share, and they want to solve problems together because they know that the relationship doesn't survive only because they're nice. The defensive one turns into a collaborative problem solver. You know what? I don't have to defend against you. Okay, you said that's a problem? All right, how can we fix this? The victim one learns to trust and let go and say, you know what? Other people have treated me bad, but you haven't. I will trust you. Tell me what we need to do. The unworthy one gains self-confidence and self-assuredness. I didn't believe I was worthy of it, but I trust you and respect you. So if you tell me that I am, then I'm going to accept that. And I'll remember that you said that. The controlling one becomes trusting and relaxed. I don't have to control you because you are self-policing and I can relax in your presence. This is the impact of being around securely attached people. I talk all the time about building secure attachment, but you need to be around securely attached people so that you have different experiences so that your mindset isn't the only thing keeping you safe. So here's a step I want you to take. Take out a pen or a piece of paper or whatever and write down the mindset that resonated with you. Was it the nice one, the defensive one, the victim one, the unworthy one, the controlling one? This mindset has made you feel safe in the past. That was its purpose. You were scared and hurt, maybe at 2 years old, and said, this is my mechanism from now on. But it comes from fear. So let me ask you this. What would happen if you were to let go? What would happen if you were to let go of that fear for that moment and say, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to try something else instead. Write down this sentence. After the whichever one mindset you are, write down this. I have to keep being the blank one because if I stop, my partner will blank. Fill in the blanks. I have to keep being the defensive one because if I stop, my partner will blame and hurt me. That's a hell of a belief to walk into every single dating relationship with. I have to be the nice one because if I stop, my partner will abandon me. Then your entire relationship is only based on your ability to provide endless pleasure to your partner. And that is not a relationship. It's not sustainable. That's you being their pleasure slave. That's what that is. And that's not who you are. Or it's not what they want from you either. Not good people. So what is your blank? Meditate on this for as long as it takes. Write down as many as you can. Which one you are and what are your blanks? You may cry while you're doing this. I'm just going to warn you. You may cry while you're doing this activity, but it's important that you have this answer because it's the reason for your mindset issue. Becoming aware of your biggest fear is how you're going to conquer it. Because once you've got your biggest fear, your mindset's going to change. Because then you're going to ask, under what conditions is that not true? Under what conditions are my blanks not true? There's your answer. Secure attachment, by the way. Securely attached relationships. When I'm secure and they're secure, that's when it doesn't happen. But under what conditions? When they are cooperative, when they are reasonable, when they are honest, when they are self-policing, when I am emotionally stable, when I'm calm and regulated, when I feel safe, when I feel loved. Right? Write those down too. Under what conditions does blank not happen? Or would it not happen? So once you're clear on your biggest hangups, if you're determined to rid yourself of these destructive mindsets, consider reaching out for help from somebody who can guide you into creating that new circumstance. Now you have a target. I won't feel this way when blank, blank, and blank. How do I get to blank, blank, and blank? Find somebody who can show you how to do this, right? That's the goal of therapy and the goal of coaching. I'm here to help if you need my help. If this is valuable and assistance, let me know. Together, we could build a bulletproof mindset that shows you how to build incredible relationships with somebody who protects you from those situations so that you are both avoiding them and they say, I don't want those either. Let's work together to always make a relationship where we feel at home with each other. Write down those 3 things, you guys. The mindset, the reason for your mindset, what's protecting you from, and the circumstances when that mindset would end. Write those down, and now you've got a pathway to when you can feel calm and at home in great relationships. Let me be clear here. Recognizing harmful mindsets is the first step toward rectifying them. Because these mindsets erode trust, they breed resentment, they block intimacy, they ruin everything you're really looking for. So there's no point in getting in relationships because you're just going to be miserable until you fix them. As I said, secure attachment's the antidote to these toxic relationship killers. And there's so many ways for you to learn secure attachment. Check out my channel. I've got 470 videos on here now. There are so many resources to help you. Check them. I have a whole video on what secure attachment looks like. I have the Attachment Bootcamp video course to show you how to build secure attachment. If you're in a relationship now, watch that course together as a couple or do it as an individual. I am here to help with coaching. I have books. I have everything, you guys. Building secure attachment is not impossible. But first, do these 3 steps so that you know under what conditions you would feel safe. Self-awareness through understanding your attachment is really the best way to move forward. And investing in your emotional well-being is crucial for romantic success. So consider seeking some expert advice if you are stuck. Otherwise, embrace growth, love more wisely, and relish the beauty of deeper connections through these 3 ideas that you've created. And if you're in a relationship, maybe share that little list that you made with your partner and say, I'm realizing I'm doing this because this is what makes me feel safe. And this is where I wouldn't feel this anymore. Is there any way we could create these good environments, these good pieces? I bet they'd say, hell yeah. Guys, as always, I am Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist. And if you want to test yourself for attachment challenges, join me in the next video, 7 signs that you might be anxiously attached and not even know it. I will see you there.